Hey people, Injured here, 1v1, Calderis Refinery, blue side. Celestile, also known as Lacia, with a Lord General, fights in range combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Really strong defense and support capabilities. This is the Death Core of Krieg DLC, so we're going to be hearing those glorious rebreather sounds. Up against oLev with a Hive Tyrant, very durable hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee combat with a basic synapse, I shall call it Neves. Bit of a rematch then between Lacia and oLev. Last match I casted was also on this map. Some different heroes though. Do we see a second Sentinel from Lacia? It seems to be the way to go against Tyranids, if you can put it off, which isn't easy. Controlling the Sentinel, the drunk Sentinel pilots, not always the easiest thing. So maybe we won't see it. Sentinel here, pathing forward to shoot some termagants or something. Guardsmen going for that central VP. Usually you'll see the Hive Tyrant stomp towards it and grab it. But oLev overloading this east side with absolutely everything here. Maybe going for an early power harass, lock that down. Sentinel going for a decat on oLev's natural, as you can see on the minimap there. Hive Tyrant needs to keep moving. Coming back towards the Sentinel, I think. Nope, going mid. Got a single here for Lacia. There's the double. Sentinel can't cap that point, so needs to keep moving. There we go. Going for the wreck point now, I think. Lord General taking the heavy cover and getting some shots in. Hive Tyrant not being able to get into some melee combat yet. We do not see the second Sentinel for Lacia. Termagants will cap. Where are the Hormagaunts? Oh, they're chasing the Lord General, and they've all chopped him up pretty badly, I think. He can tangle in melee decently well. I mean, has a special attack and stuff, I think. That's something. Hive Tyrant gets in, and crippling poison to keep these guys in place too. There's a special which misses. They were retreating anyway. Can't actually get a model here. Neves gets in on another squad. Should have got those moving a little bit sooner, I think. Lacia retreats them anyway. There you see those Hormagaunts jumping over stuff because they're in synapse range. You can tell because of the green crap around their heads. Termagants with toxin sacks. We saw the crippling poison earlier. What about these fellas? Yep, more toxin sacks. Catachans up here for Lacia. Will allow the Imperial Guard to stand and fight a lot better because these guys can deal with the Hormagaunts at least with the Sentinel away capping stuff. There's an unreliable. Seemed to do a decent chunk of damage, that grenade launcher shot there on the Termagants. Hit both of them pretty well. Shotguns getting in close. Now tied up though by the Hive Tyrant. They're going in for some melee. Oh, he gets a special though. That was pretty unlucky for Lacia. If they got in there with those power melee weapons, they might have killed him. Low level Hive Tyrant can be quite susceptible to being surrounded by power melee weapons in tier 1. Banshees and Catachans and the like. Even like sluggers getting in with flamers, or burners rather, can do some work. Sentinel gets a stop. Scares off these guys. It does do a little bit of damage, so I guess there's some value on using it on retreating troops. It's a single cap here for Lacia. Ravener Brood on the way for oLev, and a power bash attempt at least by Lacia. It's not going to be the quickest power bash ever. Sergeant there shooting his pitiful auto pistol. Although the rest of them don't do a huge amount of damage individually either. There's some repairs. We got some more guardsmen on the east side. Catachans coming back out of base, having healed up. I don't think they dropped a model, but they did get pretty low. Here the Raveners. Burrow Strike setting up some shots. Now getting into melee and taking out a guardsman. Catachans should be able to deal with them though. Crippling poison there. Catachans not using their shotgun blast. There it is. A bit late with that. Took a bit more damage on those guardsmen than was needed, I think. Sentinel gets a good stomp. Getting pretty low though. Looks like it's going to be okay, barely. Yes, the Sentinel does get away. Catachans get crippling poison. There's the heal from the medical sergeant of the Lord General. You can hand out medical packs, which is great for your early Catachans. What are they doing? Get into melee? Maybe? Yes, they are. Will easily take out Termagants in melee. Hive Tyrant stays on them. And they drop a few models there. Sentinel does live. 61 hit points. Hormagaunts found some Guardsmen over here, looks like. Pretty nice back and forth. Quite even, I think. I think oLev maybe with the slight advantage. Taking out a bunch of power costing Catachans there. Nobody really able to get a good solid bash on. In fact, I don't think any of these Tyranid generators went down. Sentinel now gets repairs as players start to think about tier 2 stuff. Like some Ogrins maybe. Soak up some of those crippling poison shots. Soak up a whole bunch of damage while you get plasma guns or something shooting in. Lord General behind the heavy cover of the pipes trying to tank double Termagants, and does so. Sentinel comes in and Guardsmen can perhaps cap the mid. VP advantage certainly for Lacia here. Sentinel doing a lot of decapping. Now we've seen it in combat a bit more. Raveners get stomped. Still able to burrow while they're stunned, apparently. They'll be okay. Just a bit dazed. Level 2 Lord General, the Hive Tyrant Neves is level 1 still with Warp Field up though. Can make him even more difficult and annoying to dislodge. Just puts up that shield and wades in. Shrugging off those lasgun shots. Guardsman gets the cap. Decent map now for Lacia's pushed back here. Tier 2 for both players at pretty much the same time. Can oLev get a good fight in here? Raveners still have their burrow. Hormagaunts chasing down some Guardsmen. And Hive Tyrant easily able to get in. Saving the stomp. There it is. Gets the Hormagaunts. Ow! And gets the Hive Tyrant. Nicely done by Lacia. What is this? This is Catachans trying to bash, maybe? I'm not sure what they're up to. But Lacia is forced off. Sentinel lives, though. And now oLev can cap mid. Tier 2 for both players now. You'd expect a zone throat, perhaps, from oLev. There's a Chimera from Lacia. These guys are now bashing. Raveners are going to have a word. Can they have a word with Catachans, though? I imagine they can shotgun blast them, then close for melee, and Raveners aren't going to like that very much. Get down 2 of the generators. Can't quite get a model before the Catachans get in. Oh, they can. These guys not using the shotgun blast. There we go. I guess Lacia is microing elsewhere. Some kind of explosions going on. Must have been a creeping barrage to stop the power bash or something. Rudeness goes up. And here comes the mass of lasguns. A good stomp there by the Sentinel. Should be able to repel this power bash relatively easily, I think, although the Brute Nest is making a difference. Termagants are getting very low, but they are reinforcing. Here's the Chimera, though. Shooting down the shield of the Hive Tyrant. He's taking a lot of damage here, this guy. He's going to go down, I think. Run, Neves, no run. I think they're going to shoot him down, and they do. They're a bit greedy there. oLev thinking they could tank this stuff with the Brood Nest up. When they saw the Chimera, they should have got out of there, I think. Oh no, dropping the Termagants too. It is a zone throat, as you'd expect against this ranged heavy lineup. Oh, taking shots at the Catachans here. One more might wipe them out. Not sure if Lacia is paying attention, and down they go. I guess she wasn't. Repairs now for the Sentinel. No signs of the missile launcher. Zone throat creeping forward is incredibly weak to any kind of focused fire, this guy, especially when that shield goes down. The health, just 300, just flies out. Cormorgants get caught. Gonna see some capping, are we? What's this Chimera doing? Sort it out. Zoanthrope scares off the Guardsmen. It is behind the cover. It is benefiting from the cover, as you can see. Here comes some Stormtroopers now for Lacia. And, as expected, a sniper rifle alongside them for the ranged buffs. Fire on my target. No sign of a repurchased Hive Tyrant, though. Here's level 2. Lord General is level 3. Can oLev get on this VP for any amount of time because of the Chimera being here? There's no other anti-vehicle aside from the Zoanthrope's focused shots. That's kind of a one-off thing. Lacia perhaps expecting Venom Brood to already be up, but they are on their way. I feel like Lacia could push through here. If she could see what we could see. But oLev gets it. Brood Nest is up to support, and Venom Brood on their way for some range synapse and that kind of Tyranid stuff. Zoanthrope is targeting what? The Guardsmen, I guess. Stormtroopers are being sneaky. Might see a nasty grenade. Oh, they have no energy for a grenade. They're just going to unload. Going after the Zoanthrope. Look at the damage there. Have now been spotted. There's the burrow. Some disruption, but everything's just reinforcing off the center of the Chimera. It's a bad jump, I think. Might drop another model because of that. So they'll be okay. Brood Nest will be shot down. Here's the Venom Brood. They don't have their ranged synapse yet to buff the Raveners. Oh, there we go. And the Termagants. Doing some good work against the Sentinel, as you can see. Lacia is not paying attention to this. There we go. She recognizes the threat and gets that Sentinel out of there. Was maybe just trying to get a quick decap and then flee. Capillary Tower goes up, giving you some buffs for your nearby Tyranid. A speed buff. Defensive buff also, I think. They're quite small, but pretty nice altogether. You fellas should be capping, I think. What is this? Cormorgant's doing some back capping here. Sentinel's very low. They can just scrape it with their claws, it will go down. The Venom Brood there spotting the improvised explosive because they are a detector unit. You can tell by the eye decorator above their icon there. Cormorgants get shot down. More Venom Brood for oLev. That could be a Overwatch error. I think should be getting the Hive Tyrant back up before getting some more Venom Brood. But maybe we're gonna... Nope, cancels them. And repurchases the Hive Tyrant. There he is. Neves is back up. Slowly rising to his feet, lumbering forward now. Ravener Brood capping mid. Lacia not wanting to engage, which suggests she's waiting for something. Maybe just waiting for these Stormtroopers to get in place. Has plasma guns. They can shoot down the Venom Brood pretty effectively. I think those guys were searching for the Zoanthrope, maybe. They kind of ran past it there. Here comes the Lord General. Piles inside of the Chimera. Oh, were they waiting for the Lord General? Is that it? Or was he off the field? Tier 3 now for Lacia. Might just be buying her time for some tanks. Conceding the central VP for now. It's got a VP lead. 384-271. Venom Brood, of course, trying to get onto the Chimera, and now we have a Hive Tyrant with the Venom Cannon. Powerful anti-vehicle weapon for this guy. There's a Burrow Strike. These guys can get into close combat. What is this guy doing? Little Tyranid jig there. Big old retreat. These guys can stop the retreat, though, with the execution. There we go. And now just reinforced off the Chimera. More Raveners for oLev. Kind of an exponential increase in your ranged damage output because of the ranged synapse already being on the field. Lord General has melter guns and the Commissar retinue. That's that shield you see there. This stormtrooper is very eager to start shooting. He's way ahead of everyone else. The fight harder in play here now. Buffing all those plasma guns to shoot faster. So, the Hive Tyrant is very isolated here. Venom Brood were quickly forced to retreat, and Hive Tyrant needs to be careful. He's trying to tie things up, I think, but is persuaded to leave. Ravenous also getting in, mitigating some of the damage simply by preventing these guns from firing. Now chasing the stormtroopers, but they are forced to retreat. What level are these fellas? Level 3. Second Ravener Brood is over towards the east side, trying to get a wreck point. Sentinel clinging to life still. 342 to 271. Bit of damage on that zone throat. Sentinel 16 hit points, still lives. Now decapping the mid. Ravenous could dive after it. Looks like they're going to try to. Nicely done. oLev takes it down. Assassinated by Ravenous there. And Lacia's down to just 3 units on the field. Is tier 3 though. Tons of red, so could drop a Leman Russ. Although, with a Venom Brood already up, and a Zoanthrope, and a Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant, do you want a Leman Russ up? I guess it's still going to be a pretty good focal point of your army. Could try and get some Kasrikin. I still think Ogrins could do a decent job here. Just mixing up, getting in there, mixing it up. 307, 271. Trying to close for melee, there we go. Get in there without dropping a model. That was just the Sentinel remains exploding there. What else have they found over here? Just some Termagants. Getting into melee combat. The Commissar squad leader there is pretty decent in melee. And they'll be able to easily deal with them. Just some sheer numbers. Nothing coming up here for Lacia. Are they saving for a Baneblade? It's very odd. I'd expect something to be on the field by now. Ravenous taken out. Yes, they are. oLev let them chase. I wonder if they were just freeing up population or something. I don't think so. It is a Baneblade on the way for Lacia. I was not expecting that. Don't often see Baneblades in 1v1s. Surely double Leman Russes would have been better here. Or Leman Russ and Ogrins or something. We'll see how it does. Brood Nest is up here. 284, 271. Oh, a rocket run from Lacia. Oh, the second run misses though. So not a whole lot of damage done to that blob. Maybe he should have replaced that Chimera. Where did it even go down? I can't remember. Hive Tyrant forcing close combat on these guys. It does have a special attack. Even with the Venom Cannon. I mean, look at that thing. You swing that Venom Cannon at someone, they're going to die. Baneblade 3/4 of the way done. oLev must know something's up. Hasn't seen anything new from Lacia for ages here. Since the Stormtroopers hit the field. Here come a bunch of Raveners now. There's a Burrow Strike. And another. Chaining them together, which is the way to do it. Maximize the time. Enemies are on the floor. All of this stuff retreats, but again, they can stop that with the executes if they want to stay in play. Here's the Baneblade. And now a Chimera, okay. Need to try and get on the VP, I think, oLev. Going for a power bash, okay, fair enough. Doing something at least. Should be a quick power bash. Oh, these guys are still in melee. Ouch. Baneblade rolls forward and gets a big shot off with the main battle cannon there. Tier 3 for oLev. Could get some melee gene stealers up to rush the tank. And there's a Chimera. There's a fella popping out the top. Looks like Lacia is going to get the center back. Level 4 Hive Tyrant now. I think the improved Synapse would do pretty well here with double Raveners up to benefit from it. Shooting down the capillary tower. Can oLev push against the Baneblade here? Are they even going to try it? Are they going to wait for a Carnifex or something? I guess they can get some shots on. Hive Tyrant is going for it with the shield up. Not sure how much damage the Hive Tyrant does. There we go. 63 armor piercing damage per shot. 28 DPS. Which is a lot for an anti-vehicle weapon, let me tell you. Backing away though. Doesn't want to engage the Baneblade full on, it seems. Can't blame them. Here's some Stormtroopers. Not sure if oLev has seen the Chimera yet. Here come those Raveners. Try and focus down the Guardsmen maybe so the Baneblade has no support. Good decent shot there by the Zoanthrope. Raveners Burrow striking in. He's going for it here, oLev. Hive Tyrant taking his time to get into shooting range. Are they trying to target the Chimera here? Needs to try and tie up the Guardsman and is doing so with the Raveners. Hive Tyrant actually went up and meleeed the Baneblade there momentarily. But can't push against it. It's very, very difficult to do. Especially when the Chimera is reinforcing everything. Almost got the Chimera down. Here comes the Carnifex. I think that push was just to stop Lacia rolling over everything immediately and just capping everything. Looks like they're going to have a chance to do it now though. At least the wreck point, these guys are busy repairing. Where are the Stormtroopers? Oh. Here's the Carnifex going for the Barbed Strangler. Big old shots. Bit of damage to the Baneblade though. Oh, the Venom Brood were dealt with. I didn't even realise the Venom Brood went down. Carnifex getting some melee attacks. Now gets the Barbed Strangler shot in. Boom! Incredibly painful for those Guardsmen. There's the Demolisher Cannon though. Holy crap. How did the Termagants live? Level 4 Termagants. Baneblade is on half health. 205197. Zoanthrope's getting low, needs to put the shield up. Hive Tyrant almost goes down, does go down, poor Neves. And the Baneblade lives. The Baneblade remains. Could not face it down there. Got it pretty low. Got it pretty low. Also almost wiped out some Guardsmen too. Not sure what this Lord General is up to. Getting in place for a nuke maybe. Does have enough. Trying to get vision for it. Not decapping this VP, you'll notice, which could be a big mistake. That's a lot of dead fellas. An entire squad of dead fellas, in fact. That could make a big difference. That's halving the amount of repairs that can go on this Baneblade. Rocket run. Might finish off the Zoanthrope. The Zoanthrope lives. The shield up. Saved it there, I think. Carnifex is pretty low. Continues to get those shots in and kill everything there. These Barbed Stranglers are freaking awesome. Lacia needs to purchase something here. There we go, Lemon Russ. A little bit late with that. 205140. oLev has a nuke available. Still has the Zone Throat, which is level 3. Hive Tyrant is level what? It's level 5. So definitely packing a punch with this Venom Cannon right now. Try and go after the Chimera, I think. Maybe extended carapace for the Hive Tyrant, so you can charge after things and finish them off with your Venom Cannon. Chimera's getting pretty low. Not easy to chase though. Smack. That Barb Strangler is painful. Down goes the Chimera. Feel like Lacia could have got it away there. Might have been trying to keep it in play to support the Baneblade and take some fire off it. Hive Tyrant is chasing now. Are you going to shoot? There we go. Oh, the Baneblade is so low. Neves puts his shield up. The Hive Tyrant is going in for the kill. Carnifex is also there. Leman Russ is like almost halfway done. I think Lacia got some Guardsmen out. Before that, down goes the Baneblade. And that could be GG. Because if oLev can take out a Baneblade, you'd think they can take out a Leman Russ too. Carnifex needs some heals. Level 4 this guy now. Killed so many Guardsmen. And of course helped take out the Baneblade. There's a 2-1 for oLev. 187 to 103. Level 6 Lord General here. Leman Russ is called in as well. That's double Leman Russes now. When the second one hits the field. Can they take out the Carnifex right here, right now? The Lord General has switched back to the sniper rifle. Does have the melter guns available, but doesn't switch to it. Might be a mistake. Here's the second Leman Russ. I don't see... Oh, doesn't have the resources to upgrade them at all. Can oLev get this cat? Yes, yes. Heroic Raveners, they might fall. Looks like they're going to be okay. Survive that shot there. Venom Brood coming in. And the Hive Tyrant, and there is the Capillary Tower. Boosting the speed of these guys. Needs to be so very careful with these Leman Russes here. Look how quickly the Hive Tyrant can put damage on. Level 6 now. Boom. That is painful. Down to half hit points now, the Leman Russ almost. And with the shield up, of course, he can stand there and shoot for quite a while. Lots of red for oLev. Venom Brood, the second Venom Brood is getting the ranged synapse here. Level 4 Carnifex coming back out. Trying a formation just to stop the cap. Don't think it's going to do much damage. But it will provide some nice capillary towers here to buff the Tyranids. Unless Lacia shoots them down. Where's the Hive Tyrant? He's coming back out. Raveners going in a little bit too early there. But they distracted the Guardsmen and the Lord General for a little while. Stormtroopers might go down. So close to going down. Looks like they survive. Trying to tie up these guys so they can't shoot at the Venom Brood, and they're off the field. Venom Brood barely survives 6 hit points on these guys. Leman Russes, both of them dropping some health there, as you saw. Here comes a bunker. I imagine it's going to be a repair bunker, but you never know. Fun effect trying to immediately shoot it down. And the bunker's almost down already. Look at this. Down it goes. Get 35 red for a bunker. It's not bad. Lots of reinforcing for oLev to do, which is preventing him from getting more giant monstrous creatures on the field. Has enough for another Tyranno formation. Oh, there's another bunker. Don't think it's upgraded yet though. These guys are having to repair the Leman Russ. Doesn't have the requisition to upgrade it. 81 VPs left for Lacia. Struggling to really push with these tanks here. oLev doing a good job. Focusing the right things at the right time. Getting the Guardsmen out of there. Getting the Stormtroopers out there. Trying to remove the threats to the Venom Brood as quickly as possible. And then getting on those tanks. Capping is the Hive Tyrant with shield up, drawing lots of fire. Can the Ravenous get in and melee some stuff? Looks like they are tying up the Lord General himself. Creeping Barrage gets everything off the VP aside from the Hive Tyrant, of course. He laughs at your Creeping Barrage. Ravener Brood is retreated. These guys are still okay. Lots of damage coming in on this Leman Russ here. Not sure why this fella isn't in melee right now. That's very odd. Just shoot. Level 7 Hive Tyrant has to run. Gets the 2-to-1 though and pushes back the tanks here. There is the Carnifex. It's coming back out. Ravenous here need to get away yet. He's judged those Ravener fights pretty well lately. Oh, and as soon as I say that, the second I say that, the sniper rifle gets a shot in and kills them. Of course it does. Why do I talk and bring death? Lastly, with just a Leman Russ and Stormtroopers and Guardsmen here. Too far away from the bunker, maybe. Not sure if it's even upgraded yet. I don't know if there's a way to tell without just vehicles getting close and being repaired. 2-to-1 cap for oLev. Looks like the Tyranids are going to take this. What is this? Another Leman Russ interrupted. So maybe not. I've never been wrong in the past though. Level 2 Leman Russ. Vanquishers would have made a big difference, I think, with Vanquisher cannons on. Lacia just never had the requisition to upgrade them at the right times, I think. 13-103. Lord General stopping... No, it was the Guardsmen. Stormtroopers even. Get it right. Stopping the cap there. oLev going back for it though. I don't see anything else joining the fight right now. Everything... It's just a Zoanthrope healing up there. Look at the damage putting on these Leman Russes. This Venom Cannon has been awesome. Should be able to finish this guy off. Yep, there's a 2-to-1 as well. I think oLev is going to take this right here, right now. This is the fresh Leman Russ. Looks like it will survive to the end. But there is the game. oLev takes it, able to deal with the vehicles as they came onto the field. And Lacia just kind of kept getting more vehicles, which was perhaps not the greatest idea. Although oLev, with a pretty decent and varied army, able to getting and tie up infantry and stuff, I still think Ogrins would have done perhaps a pretty good job. Maybe after the first Leman Russ to get in there, draw tons of fire, mix it up with the Raveners and stuff. But there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.